Hi, and thanks for watching another instructional video for CSCI 1300. In this video, we will talk about how to use the output file stream variable with a file stream to write to a file or to create a text file using the ofstream variable, which is actually what we're doing if we're doing it for the first time. So in order to do this, we will have to create a file name and store it into a string. So this will be the name of the file that you want to create, or the name of the file that you want to assign information to, if it already exists. The next thing we'll do is we will generate an output file stream variable called outFile. OutFile will be associated with writing instead of reading because of the ofstream variable type. And we will then use it to open that file. So just like before, we have to open the file, we have to check if it is open or whether it failed, and after we are done, we have to close the file. This is extremely important when you are dealing with writing to a file, because if we leave it open, then the file could get corrupted with an output file stream open file. So in order to do this, if we open the file and it does open correctly, well, then we can go through with a loop and we can print information to the file stream. So here we are printing to the file. And what I'm doing is I am generating a number, which is a square of some value of the iterative value I. So I is going to start at 1 and it's going to increase. So we should be writing 1 times 2, or 1 raised to the 2, 2 raised to the 2, and so forth until we get to a value of 10. So we're going to print 10 squares in a row by using the outFile variable. So notice that this looks a lot like using a cout command, which is exactly right. You can use the input file stream and output file stream variables similarly to cin and cout commands. So what we're saying here is print the following to the file. And if we were to do the same thing with an input file stream, we could gather the following from the file as we go. So we could store into a variable one word at a time if we wanted to, as well, using the same kind of logic. And now let's go ahead and run the program and just look at what happens here. So we're going to compile the code, and then we're not going to have anything happen, except if we go looking for print squares. Let's see here. We can see here that print squares is suddenly a new file. So we just generated print squares. This was done when we called this function. So we generated these numbers here from the num equals pow function. We then printed that to the file using outFile. So the first time it was 1, then I became 2, and then we got 4, then I was 3, and we got 9. So you can see here that depending on what the row we were on, we multiplied or raised it to a power of 2 for every row that we are on, and then wrote that to a file. So this allows us to generate a text file when we do it for the first time, or write to a file for the first time, or write to a file that is already existing if we want to add to it. That's all I've got for doing ofstream with files. Thanks for watching, and happy coding!